lovely things that I've always loved to do is make pan sauces. And so today we are going to take some lovely chicken noisettes. Are you guys familiar with chicken noisettes? At this point, there would be a response, but since we're virtually and all of you are muted.
Yes, Chef.
A noisette is French for little nut. And so when we take a piece of lean protein like chicken or pork or veal, and we cut it into very thin, small little pieces, it's known as a noisette. Why do we use fancy French terms? Because we can make more money on a menu. If I called this a chicken piece, that's not very inviting. But if I call it a chicken noisette, then I can easily charge more money. So with our lovely boneless, skinless chicken noisettes, we're going to always, of course, season them with salt and pepper because it's all about flavor. I just have some restaurant ground table black pepper. We're going to season both sides of them and then dredge them in a little bit of flour while my pan is heating up, I hope.
I see the flame, Chef.
Sweet, sweet. Wonderful, wonderful. So these guys go into a little all-purpose flour. Is this necessary? No, not really. But what it's going to do is add a little bit of caramelization the outside of the chicken, which people tend to love caramelization in our society because we like that little crispiness. I have some vegetable oil that's going to go into a hot saute pan. And if you watch, anytime you see oil, if you want to know, I don't know if you can see it on the screen or not, but oil is hot when it starts loosening up and it doesn't hang around on the pan anymore. So you can actually see that the oil is flowing freely in that pan. And you can tell that it's actually hot enough to cook it. So we are doing a technique called saute. So saute means to jump. So my pan is not hot enough. The chicken did not jump, right? So this is a classic example of, oh my God, Chef, what do I do now? Because my pan's not hot enough. So what do? I wait. And we wait a little minute and we let that oil get hot again and we let that pan get hot again. So meanwhile, I do with this lovely technique called dredging, where I'm being sure to shake off the flour so we don't have excess flour in our pan.
We don't want clumps, do we?
We don't want clumps. So now I can hear the sizzle. You probably can't hear it because I don't want to burn it. Can you hear it?
Might be able to, I can hear it.
What we're going to do with these is we're going to add a lovely cherry brandy pan sauce to it. Cherries are just that lovely Michigan flavor. So I have all of my mise en place set up to make this happen. So we have some lovely dried cherries, some canned cherries, salt and pepper, lemon juice for the acid, because acid is one of those flavor components that people tend to forget about. I have some delicious whole butter. I have some minced shallots, and I have some parsley. And then, of course, we have some brandy and some chicken stock. So the cool thing about chicken noisettes is they don't take very long to cook. I don't know if you can see the caramelization on that chicken, but it's a little bit there.
It's starting.
It's starting to actually caramelize. And I'm going to lose gas. Can you believe that? Get a little bit more on this. We'll give that just a few more minutes because it is such a thin piece of chicken. And when we're done with that, we know that it's fully cooked. We take them off and put them right onto a plate. We only did a little bit of flour on the dredge. So again, it's not soaking in oil. We sauteed, we didn't pan fry. So we have some really nice chicken noisettes that are cooked up. I'm going to dump the oil out of that pan.
165 degrees, Chef.
165 degrees for 1 second. Thank you, 2017 food code. So in the same pan, so I don't lose any of that flavor, we're going to start with melting some butter. We're going to add a few shallots. The shallots are delicious. They have that nice little sweetness to it, that wonderful French thing. Little dried cherries. We're gonna add some of these canned cherries because fresh cherries are out of season, but we love cherries and we love the flavor. Grab a spoon, put that around for a minute, and then everybody wake up. Everybody pay attention to the Zoom. There we go. Flambe, fire is great. We love it. Yay. There's a little bit of brandy in there. And we let that flame out. We add a little bit of chicken stock to it. That is fresh and beautiful. We shake that around just to deglaze the pan and get all the little bits of fond off the bottom of it. And we let that reduce to really build that flavor profile, develop that mouthfeel and that umami. And then what do? We hit it with more butter because butter is awesome. And what we do here is a French technique called mount au beurre, which means to mount with butter. And we just spin that around a bit.
You turn the heat off.
I turn the heat off because the carryover cooking from a quality saute pan will do enough to mount and reduce and melt this butter to get just a delicious, delicious looking sauce that gets nice and shiny. And here's a quiz for somebody. What have we forgotten? We forgot to season it. So we're gonna add a little bit of salt in there. We're gonna add a little bit of parsley. And we're gonna mix that around a bit. And then we get to the sexy TV money shot. Here we go. And we take that sauce and we drizzle it right on our chicken noisettes. And we can see we now have sauteed chicken noisettes with a cherry brandy pan sauce. So that's a little bit of a culinary technique for you on this Friday afternoon, where we have a delicious, delicious chicken. Oh, that is a nice looking shot, Chef.